Good morning out there. I'm here to tell you to pay attention this morning. Take care. See you around.
Good morning. It's Monday, June 12th. And many of us who have been following current events and things like that recognize the fact that the United States has plants all around the world. They have businesses that are run all around the world. And we also know that one of the creations of the United States businesses is the improvement in the lives of the Chinese people, because the United States gave many business opportunities to China, and China has responded by becoming the number 2 powerhouse in the world. It's an economic powerhouse. And so what I'm about to tell you could be a blip or it could be a bomb. Now, one of the companies that have contributed to the wealth and strength of China in its movement toward the second place economy in the world had been Microsoft. Microsoft has an office, at least one office, probably many offices in China, but this particular office is the one that has the AI teams working in there. And Microsoft has decided that they're going to open their new AI headquarters. I call it that. It might not really be that, but that's what I'm calling it. The AI headquarters in Vancouver, Canada. And Microsoft is now in the process of attempting to get visas for all of the people, not 100% of the people, but all of the major contributors to the AI that they have been working on in China. And obviously, they're not going to admit that they're doing this because they view the Chinese as a threat, an AI threat. So they are trying to get visas for all these employees to move to Vancouver, Canada. And I don't think the Chinese government is very happy about that right now. Now, this movement by Microsoft of some of its best artificial intelligence researchers from China to Canada is a move that threatened to gut an essential training ground for the Chinese country's tech talent. So you see, Microsoft is in the forefront of training much of the Chinese tech talent in AI. Now, the Beijing-based Microsoft Research Center is working very hard to get visas for these AI experts in order to get them from Beijing to the Institute in Vancouver. And I'm not so sure this is going so smoothly for Microsoft. And according to the reports, the move could affect between 20 and 40 of the staff members. And I don't know if that's such a big part, because it doesn't say in this article how many staff members there are. Microsoft is intent upon creating a new lab staffed by experts around the world. So they're going to move more people to this lab outside of the Chinese group. And maybe they're doing that as a subterfuge to show China that they're not picking on them specifically. But this is not going to be really easy for Microsoft to accomplish, because China is prepared to fight back. In fact, there were 2 researchers that recently said they had job offers from Chinese internet companies, but they turned them down and are applying for visas to move to Canada instead. Because the Chinese people and the workers in this lab recognize that the Microsoft lab is the top of the scale, the best place to learn. The most experts are there. So why would they give up a job, a plum job in China, to go to work for a Chinese company that is probably not as sophisticated as the information that is being used by Microsoft? So anybody who's a real techie, a guy who has tech savvy and wants to learn and wants to become the best in the business, is going to work in a place that has the most talent, the most amount of chance to learn new technology and learn the techniques of any programming system. And I say that from my experience in the tech world. It was always a pleasure to work with people who were smarter than you, if you had the right attitude, because you could always learn something. And then you could become what I will call a guru, one who knows his way around the languages and the power of the computer. And the employees at Microsoft are not stupid, right? And they recognize that even though Microsoft had deep links in China, there's a big risk in staying there. And there's a big risk that the Chinese will poach the talent and harass them, harass the people who have decided to try to move away from the country. And I believe that's a big factor. And there are many in the lab who think that the environment in China has kind of disappeared a little bit. It's not vibrant tech discussion from the old days. I don't know what that exactly means, but they don't like working in China right now. So this lab, which was actually created by a Chinese computer scientist, has created many stars in the tech industry. Several of them have gone on to become the heads of major organizations. So the contribution of this particular lab has not gone unnoticed by the rest of the tech community. Because this lab has been running for a long time, and many of its employees, and we'll call them graduates, have also joined Chinese tech companies and have boosted China's overall AI ecosystem, as they say. So China has a vested interest in trying to hang on to these people. And Microsoft has been there a long time. They've been there over 3 decades. And it has a strong presence in the country, even as other tech groups, including Google and eBay and Facebook and Uber, have been forced out by the Chinese competition. Microsoft has survived, and that's saying something. But obviously, they are now looking at the future, and they are looking at the way things are going in the AI world, and they recognize the importance of their lab and the importance of the work that they are doing. And I believe that underneath it all, Microsoft is deadly afraid of losing control of this lab and then losing these talented people that are working there. And it would be a big blow to their future in the AI world. So I don't think that Microsoft is doing this out of the kindness of their heart to get people out of the Chinese environment. They have a business interest to protect. And they view probably that with the birth of AI, the explosion of the AI in the world, and China's eagerness to control many pieces of that and many pieces of other technology have probably forced Microsoft to make this major decision. And so I got to wish them luck in getting, hopefully they get all their people out of there that they want and set up a great lab in Canada. So I leave you with that this morning. Have a great day. Bye.